The spirit of Christmas is alive and well in Kentucky through the countless volunteers working to make a difference in the lives of those who need the holiday spirit the most. From delivering joy to men and women who have Alzheimer's,
Once I put the baby in their arms, they naturally just pull it up to them.
to a cafe that's brewing up support for people with special needs.
All I need is a chance.
And who can forget a superhero washing windows and bringing smiles to the faces of kids in the hospital?
Getting to see the kids is what makes a superhero. I really enjoy it.
These inspirational stories and so much more on this special LEX 18 Making a Difference. Hello everyone, I'm Nancy Cox of LEX 18.
And I'm Claire Crouch. We are here at the gorgeous Southern Lights Festival at the Kentucky Horse Park here in Lexington. And at this time of year, we are proud to share some good news.
It's all about people and communities all across the Commonwealth who are making a difference in the lives of others. For example, 2 Kentucky women who lost loved ones to Alzheimer's, traveling around trying to comfort others battling the disease at a time most needed.
Here's a look at the joy spread by Pearl's Memory Babies.
And a lot of these have on little Easter bunny outfits that I could find because Easter's around the corner.
Bonded by a common loss, Sandy Cameron and Shannon Blair are delivering joy. Each of them watched Alzheimer's steal away the woman they once knew. For Sandy, it was her mother-in-law, Pearl. Devastated and lonely after having to move from her home, Sandy and her husband wanted to bring her some comfort.
We were out shopping one day and I grew up loving baby dolls, so I thought, let's get her a baby doll. You are so welcome. You are so very welcome.
She said the change was immediate, and after Pearl passed away, Sandy and her husband began delivering more babies to Alzheimer's patients.
Once I put the baby in their arms, they naturally just pull it up to them and I think it's just something of their own.
Shannon saw the same success with her mother, and after posting a video of an interaction online, the idea took off and Pearl's Memory Babies was born.
You can name her anything you want.
Now the pair travels all over, delivering the dolls to Alzheimer's patients, watching them light up, each of them getting their very own baby or puppy to hold and name and keep as their own.
I can tell you're excited. Oh, look at that.
Shannon says the visits are therapeutic, seeing her mom and each stranger they meet. Both ladies say this is nothing they ever planned to do, but now it is their passion, spreading love and precious memories in a time they are needed the most.
This is about other people, and this is what we need to be doing.
Pearl's Memory Babies is run 100% on donations, and all the money that's raised goes directly back into the service.
I love that story.
It's great.
Well, in one Clay County community, it's all Christmas all the time.
That's right. They call themselves Second Chance Santa, and they are making sure no child in all of Eastern Kentucky is going without something under the tree.
Everywhere you look in Tina Napier's home, you see toys.
We have toys in the dining room, we have toys in the garage.
Teddy bears, dolls, books, you name it, all of them waiting to head to their new homes.
This is Tina's daughter's bedroom that we have taken over with our toy storage.
Tina's home has turned into something of a Santa's workshop, full of goodies to give kids who otherwise might not get a single gift this Christmas.
We didn't have a lot when I was growing up, and it just, I always felt left out.
She started working on this last December. She put the word out on Facebook and donations immediately started pouring in.
Before you know it, we got 5-6 truckloads of toys out here.
After recruiting some helpers, most of whom have known each other since childhood, they've now got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of donations.
We wrap them with cellophane, make them look brand new.
Everything is sanitized and everything works properly. If the toys aren't new, they make sure they look it.
I like to play with them.
Their reach right now is Clay, Jackson, and Laurel counties, but their hope is to bring joy to as many kids as possible. Come December, they'll have a party to hand out the toys, open to any child, no questions asked.
To make a lot of children happy, to feed them, let them have pictures, let them have toys, and do it all again next year.
Head north to downtown Maysville, and it's hard to miss a big open space of land between several apartment buildings with a makeshift memorial near the sidewalk.
It's a reminder of a tragedy that happened 4 years ago when 5 people, including a mother and 3 kids, died in a fire. Well, now one family's making it their mission to make sure that never happens again in their town. Mike Valenti has more about their safety mission.
I think about it every day.
For many here, the early morning hours of October 20th, 2015 are seared in their memories.
And then you see the fire trucks, and then you see, the crowd, and you know something bad's happened.
Andrew Wood was one of those onlookers who watched in horror as crews struggled to fight a fire that engulfed the 175-year-old apartment complex. What they didn't know at the time was that 5 people lay dead inside. Witnesses earlier in the morning said 35-year-old Lori Doppelhauer rushed back inside to save her 3 young sons, Christopher, Egan, and Kieran, but all 4 were killed. A neighbor, Larry Brickles, also died.
It was a day that people in this county will never forget, not only because of the deaths, but because it was needless.
Needless, he notes, because there were apparently no working smoke detectors in the Doppelhauer home. In the wake of the incident, an organization began dropping off smoke detectors at the Maysville Fire Department. But recently, that organization turned its focus to opioid death prevention. So Wood, a local attorney and Maysville City Commissioner, had an idea. His kids were required to engage in charitable work through their schools. So he figured, why not take up a cause so personal to many in the town, installing smoke detectors in homes that were unprotected.
We had a tragedy, there's this need, there's still an apparent need. Let's show them that we can come together and solve a problem and maybe be a model for the rest of the state or the rest of the country.
When he started the project this past summer, 16-year-old Drew Wood was shocked to learn that 25% of homes in Mason County had no smoke detectors inside.
People would forget about their smoke detectors. They'd take the battery out and just forget to replace it. And knowing that people do that just kind of makes me think of that fire.
A painful memory that gives this family a sense of urgency. In Mason County, Mike Valenti, LEX 18 News.
The family's goal is to raise more than $250,000, and that would allow them to install tens of thousands of smoke detectors.
A great mission in that community. And speaking of, another wonderful one we want to talk about in Lexington.
Yeah, a new coffee shop is opening up, but it offers a lot more than lattes and pastries.
That's right. They are serving up an opportunity for a group of people who are often overlooked by being fully staffed by people with special needs.
So when people come in, they know to come to order here.
Brewster McLeod has a vision.
Later, love ya, bye.
The former youth pastor at Southland Baptist Church may be retired, but he is busy brewing up something special.
Almost feels like October, maybe December 25th. Maybe a little bit of Christmas.
It's called McLeod's Coffee House, but this isn't just any place to grab a cup of joe. Employees here are VIPs.
They're not just special needs. They're not just men and women with disabilities. They're my friends.
Vlad Stafford is one of the many employees you'll see here once they open up, all of them with special needs, or as Vlad prefers, handy capable.
I love the concept. After he told me what it represents, and I was in tears. Finally, after like 3 or 4 years.
Over the span of his life, Vlad has often been passed over or underestimated. He says this opportunity has the capacity to change that.
All I need is a chance. And in that chance, once it's been given, I can prove and show how much I can do.
McLeod has long worked with people like Vlad through his ministry.
And it's going to be a safe place. It's going to be an awesome place. It's going to be a creative place. It's going to be a fun place. And it's going to be a place where these men and women get to work.
In addition to all of the coffee and goodies that you can get there, you can also buy all of the artwork, even the furniture in the coffee shop. A lot of it is actually made by the VIPs who work there.
I like that.
It's a really cool space. You've got to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. All
All right, listen to this. One day in November was very special for a group of Lexington Elementary School students who all received free coats to help keep them warm and cozy throughout the winter.
And Kristen Edwards shows us how a special guest, very familiar to True Blue fans, helped make the special delivery.
Yeah? It was a double high five kind of day down at Booker T. Washington Elementary School.
We love our jackets!
One by one, every student was bundled up in a new winter coat.
They walked down the hall so proud. They love their new coats.
Interim Principal Betsy Rutherford says the jackets are the perfect gift. She estimates at least half of the students don't have one at home.
There were 2 kids walking in and they did not have coats. They had short sleeves and I said, "Where is your coat?" And they were like, "We don't have one." And I'm like, "That's okay, you're gonna get one today."
Which has been made possible with the $20,000 grant from United Healthcare.
It'll make me feel cozy. I think it'll keep me warm.
It's very comfortable. I love it. Thank you so much.
UHC volunteers stood side by side with basketball legend Rex Chapman, who works with the Dream Builders Foundation. Together, they passed out jackets to nearly 300 kids.
I woke up this morning, I have a great big dog. I woke up, started to take him outside, got outside, turned right around and said, "I got to get my coat." I can't imagine not, you know, and especially as a young person, just not being warm enough. So it's a big deal.
A big deal that had them all walking away with a big smile and a pep in their step.
Bye.
In Lexington, Kristen Edwards, LEX 18 News.
After he died over the summer, the New Life Day Center in Lexington is using the talents of one of their clients to help others like him. Jeff Mackey was homeless, but he's being remembered for his artistic ability, and now his gifts are helping others.
Jeff Mackey had a gift.
A lot of them futuristic. He liked to do a lot of buildings.
He was a regular at Lexington's New Life Day Center, where he'd come in, get some coffee, and draw.
They can get up to 5 cups of coffee a day here, and I would say Jeff had 5 cups of coffee just about every day, and he drew on most of them.
Soon the cups started piling up. Drawings of cityscapes and imaginative skylines.
When we saw what he was doing on the cups, we thought, well, this is a talent that, you know, we need to, we're here to help him.
The center helped him foster his talent, gathering supplies, even getting some of his art into restaurants around town.
They're individuals who have stories, and for someone to be sitting in our room every day upstairs who had this much talent, yeah, it was even to us, a little surprising.
Tragically, over the summer, Jeff, who camped outside, passed away. Left with his portfolio and no real family to speak of, the New Life Day Center decided the best way to utilize his art would be to sell it to help others.
We serve about 150 homeless a day.
Helping others like Jeff, but also helping the public to realize a person is so much more than where they sleep, but who they are inside.
For his art to contribute to this place that he considered his home, I think that's about as good as it would get for him.
Spending time in a hospital can be difficult for anyone, but especially kids. Well, back in September, it wasn't a typical day on the 3rd floor of Shriners Hospital. Michael Burke was there as a photographer from the Daily Bugle came to visit.
They normally wash these windows for Central Kentucky's Squeegee Squad, but something strange happened at Shriners Hospital. You might say it was amazing.
Spider-Man.
That's right, no squeegees, just webs to rappel down from the top floor and put a smile on a few faces that could certainly use it.
It's a career highlight for me. Fighting crime is great and all, but you know, getting to see the kids is what makes a superhero. So I really enjoy it.
You can only imagine how Reed Turner felt.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Anytime you have he has to come to the hospital or anything like that, or a doctor's visit, Spider-Man can always make that better for sure, right?
Reed has spent way too much time inside here following a bad elbow break earlier this summer.
Yeah, that was the big concern, was the mobility moving forward. The elbow, each physician that we speak to, they describe it as tricky.
But he's on the road to recovery now, thanks in part to his friends who understand that with great power comes great responsibility.
That's why my suit's ripped, is because my heart swelled up so much.
In Lexington, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
Still ahead on LEX 18 Making a Difference.
You may not be able to change the whole entire world, but you can change the whole world for one person.
A UK soccer player's trip to Africa inspires him to bring joy to children half a world away. And a Pay What You Can cafe in Woodford County is getting buzz for helping people dealing with food insecurity.
When you're eating here and you're paying it forward, you're actually contributing to a greater cause.
Welcome back to the beautiful Southern Lights display here at the Kentucky Horse Park. We're bringing you stories of the people around Kentucky who are doing good deeds that make a difference in the lives of others.
For example, after a life-changing trip to Ethiopia, a member of the UK men's soccer team is on a mission. Jackson Hawthorne is collecting as many sports supplies as possible to take back to give to children in that country to give them the opportunities he had as a child.
Each time the UK men's soccer team walks into the locker room, they pass by the words, "Get better every day." And it's safe to say goalkeeper Jackson Hawthorne is taking that to heart.
You may not be able to change the whole entire world, but you can change the whole world for one person.
After excelling on the soccer field and juggling athletics and academics, the Raleigh, North Carolina native is now adding helping others to the mix.
We're so blessed. Like, there's so many things that we have and we take for granted.
Over the summer, the senior got the opportunity to travel to Ethiopia with some other UK athletes, and his eyes were opened.
The experience changed my life. I saw like true poverty, and I wanted to be able to make a difference in their lives over there.
He said while he was there, he saw the joy the children had playing the game he knows so well. But he was also confronted by the basic things they do without.
They were playing in bare feet, like no equipment at all. Their soccer ball was probably like 7 or 8 years old, barely held together.
Once back home, Jackson was left with a lasting desire to do more. So between practices and games, he's collecting sports equipment of all kinds to deliver to the very children who changed his life with the hopes of changing theirs.
Just giving people the proper clothing to have can like change their whole entire mindset, whole entire lives. So that's what I'm trying to do, is just change the world for just a few people.
A cafe that opened up in downtown Versailles this year has found a creative way to make a difference in the community. Catherine Collins tells us how they're feeding people in need with some of the freshest ingredients Kentucky has to offer.
The tables are set, the food is prepped. It's time to open for the day at Spark Community Cafe.
We're getting the freshest products possible to be able to cook with.
The cafe opened just 5 weeks ago. Its menu is the brainchild of Chef Isaiah Screech, and he's thrilled for people to get a taste.
Our menu is constantly, evolving a little bit based upon what we can get our hands on.
While those fresh ingredients are crucial to Spark, this cafe has an even greater mission. It's a nonprofit pay-it-forward cafe, where the tips go towards covering the cost of meals for people who can't afford them.
We're at about an 11% food insecurity rate through Woodford County. So it is an issue, and it's something that needs to be addressed, and for us, this was the way to address it.
Tristan Farrell is the co-executive director of the cafe. He and a group of his classmates at Woodford County High School dreamed up the idea and made it a reality with the help of a teacher and several sponsors.
When you're eating here and you're paying it forward, you're actually contributing to a greater cause.
The cafe is still getting off the ground, but already it's accomplishing its mission to feed everyone the same great food. In Woodford County, Catherine Collins, LEX 18 News.
An oncology nurse in Frankfort is going above and beyond to help the cause of pediatric cancer. Sarah Robinson is giving her little patients hope through accessories called Hope Bands. Take a look.
Accessories help pull it all together.
Sunflowers are my thing.
Whether it be an outfit or a state of mind, something like a headband or a scrunchie with a fun print can change an entire day.
Llamas, unicorns, mermaids, like all that.
So in her time between shifts, pediatric oncology nurse Sarah Robinson spends her time sewing up hope.
I just felt like I needed to do more.
Robinson, who often wears headbands at work, says it just hit her one day that she could create similar accessories for her young patients going through treatment.
Even though it's just a headband, it's not a lot. If something like this could help restore their confidence just in the slightest bit, like, that means the world to me.
She learned to sew specifically for this project, which she calls Hope Bands. For every headband sold, another is donated to a child battling cancer. She even makes little chemo caps for the boys.
When you see the first little beautiful bald-headed baby. Like it hits you differently than any other patient you've seen before.
She admits she's tired and it can be hard to find the time, but with help from her family and the inspiration of delivering hope to others, she says every moment spent is worth it to make a difference in the lives of these children.
Really, it's just giving them that little ounce of hope, like everything's gonna be okay.
And if you're interested, you can find out more details about the Hope Bands on Facebook. Just check out the Southern Scrunch page.
Still ahead, details about how you can let us know about others making a difference in their communities. Plus,
I would do this every single day for the rest of my life if I could.
We'll introduce you to some college students who are giving back by training service dogs for their future assignments.
Do you know someone who's making a difference in their community? We would love to shine a spotlight on their good deeds and share it on LEX18 News. Send us an email at news@wlex.tv or drop us a line on our LEX18 Facebook page. As most college kids are working to balance a newfound sense of freedom with their class load, others on UK's campus are taking on the responsibility of a whole other life.
That's right, about 60 kids on campus are puppy handlers for UK's chapter of 4 Paws for Ability, a program for service dogs in training.
Hugh.
Whether it's in between classes,
Beatrix, Hugh.
or out running errands, 8-month-old Beatrix is by Emma Logston's side 24/7.
We take them everywhere with us. We take them to class, to the library, to Kroger. Come on, sit. Yes.
The Newfoundland Retriever isn't her pet. Beatrix is a service dog in training.
So our main focus is to socialize these dogs to the best of our abilities to get them used to all sorts of environments.
Beatrix is Emma's 5th puppy she's helped train through UK's chapter of 4 Paws for Ability. The Xenia, Ohio-based program's mission is to place quality service dogs with children and veterans with disabilities.
If you see those and they have the 4 Paws logo on them, that's a 4 Paws dog.
Dogs like Beatrix start out at a puppy enrichment program in Ohio, then go to a prison where inmates teach them basic obedience. And the next step is on to college to get socialized.
Beatrix, you.
Emma got involved in the program after her family dog passed away shortly after coming to UK. And since then, she has found so much more than companionship.
I would do this every single day for the rest of my life if I could. High five. Shake.
The bond between handler and puppy is undeniable, and Emma admits it's bittersweet when it comes time for them to part. But she says knowing the dog's ultimate purpose makes it all worthwhile.
It's the most rewarding thing, but it also crushes your heart. But whenever you finally get to see your dog with their kid and ending up exactly where they need to be, it makes it all worth it.
Bark! Bark! And Beatrix will be evaluated when she turns a year old to find out if she will in fact go on to become a service dog or if she'll become what they call a fabulous flunky and get adopted out.
And 2 of Emma's dogs have already been placed as working service dogs. We have so enjoyed bringing you the stories of how so many people are making a difference here in Central Kentucky. And we hope you might be inspired to go out and do the same.
That's right. As we look forward to a new year, maybe the gift of your time and talents can help change lives all across the Commonwealth in 2020.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at LEX18.